What's good, YouTube? Masex back with another video, and we're continuing the series, my positional rankings. This time we're back on the offense and we're looking at the wide receivers, the splash play guys, especially in today's game, college and NFL. You want big chunk plays, you gotta have receivers to do that. Today we're going to be looking at my top receivers that I project for the 2026 NFL draft. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you clicking on this video. That must mean you're a football fan. Definitely subscribe, comment some of your favorite guys, and of course definitely the OGs as well. You know what time it is. And with that said, we just gonna hop straight to the wide receivers, and without further ado, let's get to it. And per usual, we're going to start at number 7 and work our way up to the number 1 prospect for the position. And at number 7, we got Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M. True junior, listed at 5'11", 190 pounds. Play style, he's a compact, slippery slot weapon, the short area quickness, and he for sure has elite change of direction. He's your prototypical slot. Think of Wan'Dale Robinson, traditional Wes Welker types, because he's sudden off the line, crisp route breaks. He separates very quickly in space. Strong hands for his frame as well. He's under 200 pounds, he's under 6 foot, and he's very comfortable catching in traffic, which to me is not a typical characteristic or trait with a slot receiver. He's a dynamic yards after catch, threat on drags, bubbles, option routes, reliable motion piece in modern spread systems. And with that, he does have a limited catch radius. He must stay clean at the line, most specifically against press. At the next level, that is an area that I could see him struggling at. He's still developing downfield tracking and timing on deep routes as well. And with a smaller receiver, you would like that player to be a deep threat. Now, most scouts have him as a day 2, early day 3 weapon who can probably start early in the slot and contribute right away on jet and return packages and special teams. I mentioned a few comparisons earlier, but he's got a Elijah Moore type of vibe, nearly identical body type and short area explosion. Moving on up to number 6, we got Denzel Boston out of Washington. True junior, listed at 6'4", 209 pounds. Boston offers athletic traits and big play potential from the wide receiver spot. For his size, like I said, over 6'4", he's quick off the line and he has good separation skills. With his size, he has an impact vertically, can create chunk plays in space, and I really see him as a threat right away in the NFL in the red zone because of his height and his athleticism. I do want to see more refined hands. He needs more catching consistency and stronger film against top-tier defensive backs to prove his readiness. But when you look at the potential due to his size and his natural skill set, at this moment right now, I don't see him going past day 2. Now, if you look on scouting websites, he is in that day 2, day 3 territory, but he is one of those that I project to move into the day 2 territory permanently, especially after a strong rest of the season and a good combine and pro day. Because he's an intermediate deep threat archetype with strong hands, fluid stride, flashes boundary dominance, my comp for him is like Gabriel Davis. Alright, we're in the top 5, and at number 5, we got Chris Brazell II out of Tennessee, a true junior listed at 6'5", 200 pounds. And Chris Brazell is definitely one of my highest risers in the entire class, not just wide receivers. To me, his comps like Donovan Peoples-Jones coming out of Michigan, very similar skill set. He's a developing vertical wide receiver with similar burst, catch combo, and build. But I think he's a high riser, and that's why I have him higher probably than your average positional rankings video. I think that his ceiling is completely untapped. He looks like a legit 6'5". He also reminds me of Jalen Hyatt, who also came out of Tennessee just a few years ago, a Biletnikoff winner. May not have the top end speed of a Jalen Hyatt, but I definitely think he's more refined with route running and also a lot more dangerous at the catch point, more specifically through traffic. Now with that, he still needs more refined route running, more consistency in production, but I really see this guy, once again, another guy that I think he's not being talked about enough, but I do feel that he could be one of those guys as we go through November, December, January, who's going to continue to rise up boards. In February during the combine, I also think that he's going to take advantage. He has that size and athleticism combination that we all salivate over when they're in Under Armour and tight shorts. Developmental day 3 prospect with upside if he continues to break out for the rest of 2025. All right, at number 4, we got Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. True junior, listed at 6'3", roughly around 191 pounds. And yes, I have Carnell Tate. I definitely love Carnell Tate. Gives me T. Higgins vibes. Not the prospect of T. Higgins, but he definitely gives me prototype vibes. He has length and an excellent catch radius that I think will immediately grab the NFL's attention. His film shows sophisticated route work and high-level playmaking capability. And even this season, you've seen some nasty highlight catches, especially a few of his end zone catches, which gives you Devontae Smith vibes. His strong size for the position, and you've seen him exemplify excellent body control, high point capabilities, smooth route running, natural instincts, separator. He's a finisher. Now, I do think he needs to show more consistent deep threat speed. Some evaluations note his lack of elite raw top speed, but he is 6'3". I still think he's a 4'4" guy, and at this moment, he's a safe day 2. Definitely has potential to rise in the late day 1 territory, depending on the production for the rest of the season. He fits well in a team looking for a big target who can stretch the field and win contested throws. Carnell Tate is a beast. All right, it's top 3 time, and at number 3, I got Elijah Surratt out of Indiana. True senior. And of this list, Elijah Surratt's more of the veteran presence, but he brings reliability, routes, and experience. He has a polished route tree. He's effective in intermediate to short mid zones, dependable hands, and strong situational awareness. If you've watched IU this season, he is the top dog. He's the X wide receiver, and he's been reliable game after game. His 2024 film is really when he woke up some people, and then this year he's solidifying that. Now, he is lacking the elite explosive athleticism that some of the other prospects have. May project more of a high quality number 2 slot in the NFL, like a power slot or just a number 2 wide receiver overall. Speed and explosion is overrated at the wide receiver position. You look at some of the top wide receivers in the NFL right now, they weren't 4.3 burners with elite top end speed. They're technicians that understand route trees, good zone awareness, and know how to get open and catch the ball in traffic. And that's exactly what Elijah Surratt is. Some of y'all think I am biased towards IU players. He's going to be an early day 2 to mid day 2 guy, at least at this moment in time. But he's going to be an excellent wide receiver for teams needing immediate reliability with lower risk. He's a high floor guy with good ceiling, and he reminds me of Jacoby Myers. Top 2 time, and at number 2, I got Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State. True junior, listed at 6'2", roughly about 195 to 200 pounds is what he's listed at on most sites. Tyson offers a rare combination of size, route precision, and explosion off the line. After a breakout season last year, his draft stock is continuing to surge. He's an excellent route runner, one of the best route runners in the class. Smooth transitions, sharp breaks, the ability to create separation in both man and zone, according to PFF. His vertical juice and yards after catch ability adds that dynamic upside. He will be a day 1 pick with potential to be the number 1 wide receiver in the class. One of the highest ceilings in the entire class. He's young. He does need to hold up a little bit more consistently in press coverage, particularly the physical matchups. But if he avoids injury, continues to produce consistently, he's going to be a top 20 pick. Jordan Tyson reminds me of Chris Olave. Fluid accelerator with vertical burst, crisp separation. He's a true 3-level threat who glides through breaks. Timing-based passing games is, I think, where he'll reach his highest ceiling. Chris Olave, I think that's right on the mark for the type of player that Jordan Tyson is. And that leaves Makai Lemon as my number 1 wide receiver for this class. Junior out of USC, listed at about 5'11", 195 pounds. Pretty stocky build, and he's made a name for himself as one of the most polished wide receiver threats in the entire 2026 receiver class. Last year, he caught 52 catches for over 700 yards, showing his knack for creating separation, reliable hands, and his feel for getting open in zone. Makai Lemon, to me, is the one receiver in this class that I think would be the first to be an all-pro. His quickness at the top of his routes and his overall football IQ shine. I love his ball tracking capabilities and his transitions effortlessly in yards after catch mode. Now, Lemon lacks elite top end speed, which may limit his deep threat ceiling at the next level. He is on the smaller side. His contested catch strength and blocking in the run game are going to need areas of polish. He reminds me of Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's very polished, elite route precision, smooth hands. That savvy feel for the game, which you can tell, and that reminds me so much of Amon-Ra St. Brown. At this moment, if the draft was today, Lemon would be the first wide receiver pick, and I could realistically see him as a top 10 pick. All right, there you have it. These are my top receivers at this moment for the 2026 draft class. It's a really good class overall. It's not being talked about that much outside of a few names, but overall I think that there's more depth than what's getting credit for. And of course, if you made it this far in the video, I deeply appreciate it. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, comment your favorite receivers. I know that I left some off, maybe that you thought should be on, or I have some guys that you feel are way too high. I want to know that in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation about that. But of course, as always, I deeply appreciate the support. Be on the lookout for the next video, but I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I'll see y'all in the next video. Cheat!